Have you ever noticed how a woman's subtle gestures, such as twirling her hair or stealing a glance, seem to convey more than words ever could? These behaviors, seemingly innocent at first, can actually reveal the deepest emotions and desires that a woman may struggle to express verbally. It's fascinating how the body communicates its feelings with such nuance, often saying more through actions than through any spoken words. The language of attraction is woven into our daily behaviors, hidden in plain sight, and learning how to decipher these subtle signals can open up new ways of understanding the dynamics of human connection. In this video, we're diving into the world of nonverbal communication, specifically the unspoken signs of female attraction. From the playful touch of her fingers to the intensity of her gaze, every move is charged with meaning, often revealing her true feelings before she even realizes it herself. These delicate and instinctive behaviors are powerful windows into her emotions and desires, offering us clues about how she feels, what she wants, and how she perceives her connection with you. Stay with us until the end to uncover the hidden meanings behind these seemingly simple actions, and you'll learn to recognize the profound language of attraction in a way you never thought possible. If this content resonates with you, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest videos. We're eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic, so please leave your feedback in the comments section below. If you enjoy the content, simply comment 1, and if it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback helps us tailor future videos to better suit your interests and needs. Now, let's delve into the powerful unspoken signs of female attraction that reveal her deepest feelings. On the alluring dance of her hair. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, one of the most revealing yet subtle signs is how she plays with her hair. This simple, seemingly unconscious gesture can speak volumes about her inner emotions and desires. It transcends words, bypassing logical thought and tapping into a place of instinct, vulnerability, and raw emotion. For many women, their hair is an essential aspect of their identity. It's often tied to their sense of femininity, self-image, and even confidence. When she touches or adjusts her hair in your presence, she's likely not just fixing her appearance, she's communicating a deeper desire for connection and approval. The way a woman twirls her hair around her finger, runs her fingers through it, or gently brushes it aside can reveal a lot about how she feels about you. These seemingly innocent actions are often involuntary and driven by a complex mix of excitement, nervous energy, and an instinctive urge to present her best self to someone she finds intriguing. When she engages in these gestures, she's hoping you'll notice her, and on a deeper level, appreciate her beauty and presence. It's her subconscious way of saying, "I want you to see me. I want to be beautiful in your eyes." The act of playing with hair, particularly in a flirty or thoughtful manner, can also signal a desire to feel noticed, appreciated, and desired. The hair is a symbol of femininity for many women, and drawing attention to it is an unconscious attempt to highlight softness, grace, and beauty. But it's not about vanity. This is about connection and attraction. The subtlety of these gestures often makes them all the more powerful. This nonverbal communication aligns with Stoic teachings, which emphasize the idea that much of what we express comes through subtle, involuntary actions rather than through grand gestures or spoken words. According to the Stoics, the most truthful understanding of human behavior can be found in these delicate, instinctive movements. When a woman adjusts her hair in your presence, she is revealing a vulnerable, authentic part of herself. She may not be fully conscious of the extent of this, but these actions are deeply revealing. They're an invitation, a sign that her emotions are on display, even if she hasn't yet articulated them aloud. The philosophy of the Stoics teaches us the importance of observation. In their view, many truths about human behavior are communicated not through the words we speak, but through the subtle, involuntary gestures we make. In this context, a woman playing with her hair becomes not just a sign of attraction, but a powerful invitation to understand her feelings more deeply. It's a visual cue that provides a glimpse into her emotional world, allowing you to recognize her growing interest without her ever needing to say a word. As the Stoics would argue, this is one of the clearest ways to gauge someone's feelings, by learning to observe and interpret their actions thoughtfully. The language of attraction, a closer. Look at hairplay. Hairplay is not the only behavior that signals attraction. It's part of a broader language of gestures that a woman may use to communicate her interest. You may notice her adjusting her clothing, lightly touching her neck, or subtly shifting her posture. Each of these small adjustments serves to capture your attention. These actions are often instinctive, driven by a desire to put her best foot forward and present herself in a way that she hopes will captivate you. The way she moves and adjusts herself when she's around you often speaks volumes. It's as though she is continually seeking to refine her appearance to make sure she's noticed. While it may seem like a small or insignificant action, adjusting her clothing, flipping her hair, or touching her face in your presence speaks to an emotional need, her desire to feel beautiful and to connect with you. These movements are an invitation to engage, a call to recognize the signals of attraction that she may not even be aware of. In the Stoic tradition, there's an emphasis on recognizing consistent patterns in behavior. Rather than rushing to conclusions based on a single action or moment, the Stoics teach us to observe over time, allowing the full picture to emerge slowly. When you notice that she frequently engages in subtle gestures like playing with her hair or adjusting her appearance, it's an indication that she is interested in you, even if she's not consciously aware of it. It's important to approach these signals with mindfulness. The Stoics would advise against hasty conclusions. Instead, they would encourage you to observe, be patient, and allow the interactions to unfold naturally. By doing so, you allow yourself to understand her feelings in a way that goes beyond mere assumption. These small gestures, which may appear fleeting at first, accumulate over time to create a much fuller understanding of her attraction. Her hairplay, the adjusting of her clothes, the way she subtly draws attention to her neck or face, each of these behaviors is an unspoken message, an attempt to showcase her allure without overtly stating her feelings. It's important to recognize these moments for what they are: signals of attraction, invitations to connect, and subtle calls for attention. But the key is not to rush or overanalyze each moment. The Stoics would remind us that the wisdom of understanding comes with patience and observation. Real understanding doesn't arise from reading too much into a single gesture. It comes from recognizing the patterns and behaviors over time. The more you observe, the clearer the picture becomes. The connection between hairplay and femininity. One of the most interesting aspects of hairplay is its intrinsic connection to femininity. For many women, their hair is deeply tied to their sense of self and their identity. It's a symbol of beauty, softness, and sensuality. When a woman plays with her hair in your presence, it's more than just a cosmetic adjustment. It's a subtle yet deliberate way of inviting you to admire her feminine qualities. For her, hair is an expression of her femininity. It's often one of the first features she takes care of and draws attention to, whether it's styling it in a particular way, keeping it shiny and healthy, or wearing it to complement her features. When she adjusts her hair or touches it while you're around, it's an unconscious way of communicating her awareness of her femininity. She wants you to notice her, not just as a person, but as a woman with qualities that she hopes you will find captivating. These gestures are not just for show. They are a deeper reflection of her emotional state and her desire to connect with you. This level of awareness is essential in understanding attraction. When a woman plays with her hair, she is showing her vulnerability. She's exposing a part of herself that she feels represents her feminine identity, her beauty, and her allure. It's an invitation for you to appreciate these aspects of her, and in doing so, it creates an unspoken bond. By recognizing this behavior as a sign of attraction, you not only deepen your understanding of her, but also show her that you are attentive to the nuances of her body language and emotions. The Stoic perspective: patience and observation in attraction. While understanding these subtle cues is important, the Stoics would urge us not to rush the process of interpretation. Attraction is a complex, multifaceted experience that doesn't always fit into clear-cut patterns. The Stoics believed in the importance of patience and awareness when it comes to human interaction. Instead of acting hastily based on a few gestures, the Stoics would recommend that we take the time to observe and truly understand what the person is conveying over time. In this context, hair play, glances, and subtle movements should be seen as part of a larger narrative, one that unfolds gradually as you engage with the person. By practicing patience, you give yourself the space to understand the deeper layers of her attraction, avoiding the pitfalls of jumping to conclusions based on isolated gestures. The Stoic view teaches us that real understanding doesn't come from forcing or rushing things. It comes from allowing the natural course of human interaction to reveal itself over time through the careful observation of both words and actions. In the context of attraction, this means recognizing that the language of nonverbal communication is rich, layered, and ever-evolving. By embracing this process, you can gain a deeper, more meaningful understanding of her feelings without rushing to interpret every moment. The quiet power of a woman's glances. Understanding. Attraction through eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful, intimate, and revealing forms of nonverbal communication, especially when it comes to attraction. When a woman locks eyes with you, whether it's through a lingering gaze or a fleeting glance, it's a language in itself. The eyes, often regarded as the windows to the soul, can speak volumes more than words could ever capture. In the silent dance of attraction, it's through these brief charged moments that true feelings and desires are often revealed. Eye contact can bridge the gap between two strangers, pulling them into each other's emotional orbit. The significance of eye contact in attraction. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, her gaze is not just an observation, it's an invitation. Prolonged eye contact, or even flirtatious glances, can serve as a silent yet undeniable signal of her interest. She may not need to say anything, for her eyes alone will reveal what her lips have not yet confessed. These unspoken cues are subtle yet profound, creating an emotional connection that feels almost magnetic. What makes eye contact so powerful is its ability to convey raw, unfiltered emotions. Whether it's a glance that lingers a bit too long or a playful flutter of the lashes, the eyes carry the weight of curiosity, desire, and vulnerability. In those brief exchanges, a woman can express everything from intrigue to longing, from admiration to the silent hope that her emotions are being understood. These moments often occur without her even realizing it, guided by subconscious impulses that betray her true feelings. From a psychological perspective, eye contact has long been recognized as one of the most significant indicators of attraction and connection. Humans, as social creatures, instinctively use eye contact to assess potential mates. When someone gazes deeply into another person's eyes, it is a subconscious acknowledgement of their interest. It creates a sense of intimacy and trust, something that spoken words cannot easily replicate. The impact of prolonged gaze. One of the most telling signs of attraction is when a woman holds your gaze for longer than what is typical in casual conversation. The intensity of this sustained eye contact can feel electric. When her eyes remain locked with yours, there's an almost palpable tension that forms in the space between you. It's as though time slows, and the world around you fades into the background, leaving only the two of you in that moment of silent communication. But the nature of this gaze is not simply about staring, it's about connection. There's a softness to the way her eyes might hold yours, an invitation to delve deeper into her world. When she locks eyes with you and doesn't quickly look away, it's her way of testing the waters, of seeing if you'll reciprocate her interest. She might be looking for reassurance, for a sign that you too feel the magnetic pull of attraction that she's experiencing. And in that brief, powerful connection, something begins to shift between the two of you. The tension that builds in those moments of prolonged eye contact is the precursor to deeper emotional and physical connection. It sets the stage for what could follow, whether that's an extended conversation, a shared laugh, or even an eventual romantic bond. The role of a woman's gaze in flirtation. When a woman uses eye contact as part of her flirtation, it is often done with a sense of playfulness, an invitation to engage without revealing her feelings too overtly. This is where the dance of attraction begins to feel less serious and more exciting. The coy, teasing nature of a woman's gaze can send a message that she's interested, but isn't ready to fully give in to that desire. Her eyes may flicker towards you for just a moment, only to dart away the moment you notice. This playful exchange can be exhilarating, creating a sense of longing and anticipation without any immediate resolution. It's the anticipation of what might come next that makes the whole experience so thrilling. In this delicate dance, she may not yet be ready to act on her feelings, but her eyes are a way of testing the waters, gauging your response, and assessing whether there's mutual interest. She might glance your way during a conversation, only to look away quickly, almost as though she's afraid that her attraction might be too obvious. It's an interesting paradox. She wants you to notice her, but she's also hesitant to fully expose herself emotionally. This back and forth between revealing and concealing is what makes flirtatious eye contact so tantalizing. It creates a sense of tension, as both of you are aware of the unspoken attraction, but unsure of how far either of you will go to act on it. The vulnerability in eye contact. Despite the power that eye contact holds, it also requires a certain level of vulnerability. To truly hold someone's gaze is to allow them access to your emotional state, to expose your thoughts and desires in a way that words never could. When a woman gazes into your eyes with intention, she's letting down her guard, allowing you to see a part of her that she may not reveal through conversation. This act of vulnerability is crucial in building emotional intimacy. By holding her gaze, you acknowledge her openness, making her feel seen and understood. For some, maintaining eye contact can be difficult. It requires a level of trust and a willingness to let someone in. The act of gazing into someone's eyes is inherently intimate. It is a moment of shared connection where both parties expose themselves to each other on a deeper emotional level. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, she might feel a sense of openness in these moments, a willingness to let her guard down because she senses a genuine connection between the two of you. The subtlety of eye contact and the role of confidence. Confidence plays a huge role in how eye contact is perceived. When a woman locks eyes with you, she is subtly testing your self-assurance. The way you respond to her gaze can say a great deal about your own level of confidence. A man who holds eye contact steadily, without faltering or looking away nervously, demonstrates a quiet strength. He shows that he is comfortable with himself and the attraction between them, which, in turn, makes him even more appealing. In contrast, a man who shies away from eye contact may appear unsure or uncomfortable, which could unintentionally signal a lack of confidence. The Stoics, with their teachings on moderation and balance, would encourage you to meet her gaze with calm composure, signaling that you're present in the moment without being overbearing. In this sense, eye contact is not just a signal of attraction. It's a reflection of your own emotional state. By remaining steady and composed, you convey a sense of inner strength that enhances your appeal. The unspoken language of the eyes. What makes eye contact so powerful is that it's not just about the act of looking. It's about the emotions and intentions behind it. The eyes are incredibly expressive, capable of conveying complex emotions without saying a word. A simple glance can reveal a world of unspoken desires, whether it's a fleeting moment of longing or a more sustained, intense gaze. When a woman gazes at you, her eyes can convey everything from curiosity to admiration to pure desire. The way her pupils dilate when she looks at you, the subtle tilt of her head, the softening of her gaze, each of these small details contributes to the silent message she's sending. A woman's eyes, when attracted, will often soften, showing warmth and openness. She may hold her gaze longer than necessary, or she may look away only to glance back again, repeating the cycle as though trying to reassure herself of your interest. In these moments, it's important to pay attention to the small cues. Does her gaze linger? Is there a sparkle in her eyes when she looks at you? How does her body language align with her gaze? These nuances can reveal more about her attraction than anything she could say aloud. The power of eye contact in building connection. The ultimate power of eye contact lies in its ability to create a deeper connection. It's not just about the initial spark of attraction, it's about how that connection evolves over time. As the two of you share more moments of eye contact, the bond between you deepens, becoming more meaningful and profound. Eye contact becomes a shared experience, a way to communicate without words. It transcends the superficial and taps into something far more intimate. Through the simple act of locking eyes, the connection between the two of you grows. Each glance, each lingering look, builds a sense of trust and familiarity. Over time, this silent communication becomes a language in itself, one that both of you understand instinctively. And in these moments, the possibilities for a deeper emotional connection become endless. Stoics would advise against becoming too fixated on eye contact alone, though while it's a significant indicator of attraction, it should always be considered alongside her other behaviors. If her eye contact is strong but her body language suggests distance like turning away or avoiding conversation, it could indicate mixed signals. The key is to observe her entire body language to see how her eye contact aligns with her other nonverbal cues. A woman's gaze can reveal her attraction, but when combined with other behaviors, it offers a clearer picture of her feelings. The power of physical touch. When a woman initiates physical touch, it's not just a casual gesture. It's a profound, often electrifying sign of sexual attraction. Whether it's a lingering touch on your arm during a conversation, a playful nudge as she laughs, or the subtle brushing of her hand against yours, each instance of touch is charged with meaning. These touches are not accidental. They are deliberate acts of communication, signaling an interest that words cannot fully express. Understanding the significance of physical touch. Physical touch is one of the most powerful and intimate forms of nonverbal communication. It's a primal, instinctual way for humans to connect with one another, bridging the invisible gap that exists between two people and making that bond tangible. When a woman touches you, even in the most subtle ways, she is signaling that she feels comfortable in your presence and that she desires a deeper, more intimate connection. Each touch, no matter how seemingly innocent, is her way of testing the waters to see how you'll respond. Touch is, in many ways, an invitation to connect, an unspoken expression of desire and affection. For instance, a woman may lightly place her hand on your arm during a discussion, perhaps as she laughs at something you said, or maybe she reaches out to adjust something you're wearing. These touches aren't just random. They are deliberate attempts to connect with you on a deeper level. She is saying, "I feel comfortable around you. I want to be near you. I trust you enough to let my guard down even in this small way." And this small, subtle contact often carries a weight of emotional significance that words could never convey. The unspoken language of touch. The Stoics, who were masters at observing human behavior and understanding the deeper truths behind actions, believed that actions spoke louder than words. Physical touch is one of the clearest expressions of this principle. When a woman touches you, it's her way of communicating without the need for complex language or explanations. It's not about being overt or flashy, but rather about creating a moment of intimacy, a physical manifestation of the emotional connection she feels with you. Consider the gentle, lingering touch of her hand on your arm as she talks, the almost imperceptible way her fingers brush against yours when you're standing close. These seemingly innocent touches have an undeniable impact on the dynamics between the two of you. They are not simply actions, they are messages, quiet signals that she is interested in you, drawn to you in ways that go beyond friendship. The role of vulnerability in physical touch. One of the most significant aspects of physical touch is vulnerability. Touching someone is an act of lowering one's defenses, a demonstration of trust. It's a way of saying, I am willing to let you into my personal space, even if only for a moment. When a woman touches you, she is letting her guard down, allowing herself to be vulnerable with you. And vulnerability is one of the most potent indicators of attraction. Think about the times when you've been physically close to someone, whether it's been through a touch on the shoulder or a simple clasp of the hand. In those moments, there's a sense of closeness, a feeling of connection that can't be replicated by mere words. And when a woman allows herself to engage in physical touch with you, it's an acknowledgement that she feels safe enough to let you in. This vulnerability, when shared between two people, creates a deep sense of intimacy. It's an intimacy that can't be rushed or forced. It must unfold naturally. And it's in these moments of shared vulnerability that attraction can deepen, evolving from mere curiosity to something much more profound. Physical touch as a form of flirtation. Flirting is often subtle, a playful dance between two people as they test the waters of attraction. Physical touch, when used as a tool of flirtation, becomes a way of conveying romantic and sexual interest without the need for overtly forward actions. Women who are sexually attracted to a man often look for any excuse to touch him, even in small, seemingly innocuous ways. They might tap his arm lightly during a conversation, brush against his shoulder in passing, or even reach out to touch his hand as they make a joke. These actions are not accidental. They are intentional gestures meant to establish a deeper connection, to communicate something beyond the surface level. A woman might use these touches to gauge your reaction, to see how you respond to her proximity. If you seem receptive, if you respond with warmth and openness, then she is likely to continue these small acts of physical touch, using them as a way of testing the strength of the connection between you. Flirtation, at its core, is about creating tension, building anticipation, and seeing how the other person responds. Physical touch is one of the most effective ways of doing this. When a woman touches you, even in the most playful or casual manner, it's a form of flirtation, a way of signaling that she's interested in you, that she wants to see how you'll respond to her advances. And just as important as the touch itself is how you respond. Your reactions to her touch, whether you reciprocate, pull away, or remain indifferent, send powerful messages about your own feelings and intentions. The subtle evolution of physical touch. As the connection between you and a woman deepens, the nature of the physical touch may also evolve. Early on, the touch may be light, fleeting, just a gentle brush against your arm or a quick tap on your shoulder. These small gestures are often testing the waters, exploring the potential for a deeper connection. But as the attraction grows stronger, these touches may become longer, more deliberate. Her hand may linger on your arm, her fingers brushing against your skin for just a second longer than necessary. These subtle shifts in the way she touches you signal a growing comfort and intimacy, an unspoken invitation for the connection to deepen. A woman who is attracted to you may become more confident in her use of physical touch, gradually closing the physical distance between you. What began as a gentle touch on the arm might evolve into a more intimate gesture, like the soft placement of her hand on your chest, or the tender way she adjusts the collar of your shirt. With each touch, the invisible barrier between you shrinks, and the connection becomes more palpable. This progression is a natural result of growing attraction, an instinctual move toward greater intimacy. Understanding the emotional layers behind touch. It's important to recognize that touch is not always about immediate physical attraction. It's often a complex interplay of emotions, desires, and intentions. When a woman touches you, especially if she's sexually attracted to you, it's an expression of her emotional state. Touch becomes a tool for creating connection, building trust, and, most importantly, revealing deeper feelings. A fleeting touch on the arm might signal casual attraction, but a longer, lingering touch, perhaps on the small of the back or the arm, reveals a stronger, more intimate desire. These moments of touch are invitations, chances for you to deepen the emotional bond and explore the connection further. In these moments, both people are vulnerable, allowing the raw, unspoken emotions of attraction to come to the surface. These emotions are not expressed verbally, but through the touch, the gaze, and the way each person engages with the other. The Stoic perspective on physical touch. From a Stoic point of view, physical touch is a powerful tool for expressing connection without the need for words. The Stoics believed that human beings are naturally social creatures, driven by a desire to connect and build relationships. Physical touch, then, becomes a natural expression of this social drive, a way of bridging the gap between two individuals and forming a tangible connection. The Stoics were also keenly aware of the importance of moderation and balance in all things. While touch is a powerful expression of attraction, they would caution against rushing or overstepping boundaries. It's crucial to respect the other person's comfort zone and to allow the connection to evolve naturally. Forced or overly intense physical contact can push someone away, while more subtle, gentle touches create an environment of trust and openness, inviting the other person to move closer at their own pace. Responding to touch, a reflection of interest. How you respond to a woman's touch is just as important as the touch itself. When she reaches out to touch you, she's testing the waters, gauging your interest and comfort level. If you respond with warmth, perhaps by returning the touch, placing your hand on her back or shoulder, or leaning in slightly to close the physical distance, you're signaling that you're open to a deeper connection. Your response helps create a safe space for her to express her feelings, and it encourages her to continue initiating physical contact as your connection deepens. Conversely, if you pull away or seem uncomfortable with her touch, she may interpret it as a sign that you're not interested, that you're not ready to reciprocate her feelings. This can create a sense of emotional distance, even if the attraction is mutual. It's important to respond with confidence and openness, allowing the touch to guide the relationship in a natural, gradual way. Conclusion. Touch as a building block of intimacy. Physical touch is an essential component of human connection, and when a woman initiates touch with you, it's a clear sign of attraction. These small, seemingly casual touches hold a deeper meaning. They are an invitation to connect emotionally and physically. Whether it's a fleeting brush of the hand or a lingering touch on the arm, each touch carries with it the potential for a deeper bond. By understanding the significance of touch and responding with warmth and attentiveness, you can foster a connection that goes beyond mere physical attraction and into the realm of emotional intimacy.